Hello and welcome. Our lesson for today is the tsunami, and this is the second lesson from our literature textbook. So, what is a tsunami? A tsunami is a long wave caused by an earthquake or any other disturbance under the sea. So, basically, tsunami is a Japanese word meaning harbor wave. Tsu, which means harbor, and Nami, which means wave. According to the National Geophysical data, the first recorded tsunami occurred in the coast of Syria. So let's see how tsunami takes place. So first there is an earthquake under the ocean. After that, the ocean floor cracks and it opens out, where the water starts swelling up. So these swells, as the water swells up, these swells, they spread to form waves, and large waves hit the shore. Let's see how a tsunami takes place. So as you can see, there's an earthquake taking place, and the ocean, the floor breaks open and the waves are forming. So you can see the number of waves that are being formed. So it's slowly forming waves, and now you can see the water along the shore, it begins to recede. This means that tsunami will follow in a few seconds or a few minutes. Slowly the water is being pulled into the sea, and now the full water that is being pulled into the sea, it comes as tsunami with high waves. So a tsunami doesn't have just one or two waves, but it has a series of waves or a wave train. You can see the force in which the tsunami takes place. With full speed, can even rise up to the height of a multi-storied building. So the waves are so high enough. So this is what is a tsunami. The lesson is divided into two parts. So in this video we'll be seeing the first part, which would cover the story of Ignatius, and then the story of Sanjeev and Meghna, and also the story of Alma Javed. So now let's get started with our lesson, the tsunami. This part gives us important and inspiring incidents. These occurred when tsunami hit some parts of India, and the stories are from Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The first story is about a man called Ignatius, and his wife woke him up at around 6 a.m. after she could sense an earthquake. And Ignatius put the television on the ground just to save it from the earthquake. And then all the members of the family, they ran and they rushed out of the place. And after some time, after the chaos and the confusion stopped, they could see the sea rising. This caused some more confusion, and his wife was swept away. Her two children, along with the father and brother, were also lost. Thus, Ignatius lost his wife, two children, his father-in-law, and his brother-in-law in the tsunami. The next story is about brave Sanjeev, who is a policeman. Sanjeev somehow tried to save himself, his wife, and his baby daughter. But suddenly, he could hear somebody's cry. And that was the cry of John's wife. John was the guest house cook. Sanjeev tried to save them, so he jumped into the water. But unfortunately, he was swept away and drowned. Next is the fortune story of Meghna. Meghna is a 13-year-old girl who was swept away along with the parents and 77 other members. She held on to a wooden door and kept floating for almost 2 days. And after 2 days, she was brought to the shore by the wave and she was saved. Next is the story of Alma, a 10-year-old girl. When the family was sleeping, but only her father had woken up. So when he could see the water moving back into the sea after a slight earthquake. So he knew that it would come back with a great force. So he ran to wake everyone up and he tried to rush back to a safer place. And as they were running, his father fell down, and Alma's father rushed to help. But there came a big wave and swept them both away, and her mother and aunts were also washed away. They were swept away with the tree they were holding on to. Alma saw a log of wood floating, and immediately she climbed onto it and she fainted. And when she got up, she woke up in the hospital of Kamota. Hope you had understood. So that's the end of part 1. So meet you up in the next video with the second part of the lesson, the Tsunami.